Happy Friday, Pokemon Fab 5. I'm your host, Milotic, with some more Road to Regionals, the series where I climb the online VGC battle ladder. I still have to get used to that intro. And hope to one day compete in a regional tournament and hold my own, basically. So we got a team of Scizor, Gyarados, Sylveon, Latios, Landorus, and Sableye. If you have not been watching this past week, as a team we've been rocking, it's a Mega Gyarados team, and we are 7-6. We're 3-1 with this team this week, which is, I think, pretty good. If you guys didn't care about spoilers, whatever, you guys can watch it back. But I'm going to mention that probably at the beginning of every video, and if you want to watch previous ones first, I highly suggest it so you don't get something spoiled. Basically, this team is really cool. The Sylveon is a really awesome set. It's an HP Ground, Hyper Voice, Helping Hand Leftovers Protect set. Max HP, almost max defense, and 8 special attack. The HP Ground does between about 50 and 75% to a Heatran, which is perfect on switch in or something like that. But the team is really good. Latios is Life Orb, Sableye is Mental Herb, Landorus is Choice Scarf, obviously. Gyarados is Gyarados-ite, and the Scizor is Expert Belt. So, Fab 5, I hope you guys are having a very good Friday. I know some of you could be back in school. We find a 1793 rated opponent. Okay, so this guy's a stud. Oh, I love this. I absolutely love what's about to happen here. So the Charizard is going to lead, and it's going to get obliterated. Okay. It's a Sun team, it looks like. This is a really good opponent. So I have to expect the premier plays out of this dude. Charizard, Conkeldurr, Sylveon, Aegislash. Seems like a weird Pokemon to bring in the Sun, unless it's not Mega Gyarados Y. Landorus, and Thundurus. So the Double Genie is very common. This is a very typical team. Scizor is a great Pokemon to bring, and Landorus is fantastic for this situation. Latios is a must, and Sableye could actually be very disruptive in this game, which is why I want to bring it. Sableye or Gyarados. Gyarados actually is probably better. I like Gyarados better, actually. It hit a lot of things pretty hard. Will we need Hyper Voice? HP Ground? No? Okay. So we're going to the top 4. We're going to leave Sableye on the bench. No need for support in this game, per se. It would have been nice, maybe, to have for the Landorus. But aside from that, not really. So we'll see what my opponent wants to bring. 1793 rated opponent. Sylveon Charizard. I'm worried. I'm worried about this lead. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to feint into the Charizard as I get the Intimidate on. And I'm going to Rock Slide. I think that's probably the best play here. If it's Charizard X, we're screwed. Honestly, we are just done right off the bat. We have ways to deal with it, being Latios, but unless he knocks out Scizor first turn, we're done. Generally, the Protect is very common here. I should outspeed both of those Pokemon, unless the Charizard is somehow Choice Scarf. You withdraw Sylveon, which means that the Charizard is staying in. In comes his own Landorus. Okay? So -1, I can live with that because the Feint plus the Rock Slide should knock it out if it is Charizard Y. If it's Charizard X, it's Charizard Y. Beautiful. Okay, so we know 3 of the Pokemon. Sylveon, Landorus, and Charizard Y. Just have to pray that this hits. Protect. 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 No Protect. The Feint is going to do good damage, though. Not as good as I thought it would. Landorus avoids, Charizard doesn't. Let's get the flinch. Doesn't knock it out. And it flinched! It flinched! It flinched! Guys, it flinched. That just happened. It flinched. In the Sun, Feint will not knock it out. So what I'm going to do is I want to switch into my own Gyarados here. Scizor is really in a bad spot at the moment. Probably just going to Feint that slot again and go for another Rock Slide. I really don't have much of an option here. As he goes for the Protect, beautiful. So the Feint's going to come through this time. This actually could knock it out, the Feint, because of the Protect. We'll see. No, doesn't knock it out. My Landorus is faster. Charizard avoids! Oh, you son of a bitch. His Landorus launches his own Rock Slide. Critical hit on Scizor, that's wonderful. So that Charizard's really within KO range. Bullet Punch might be able to knock it out. I'm just going to launch another Rock Slide. Withdrew Charizard. If it's Sylveon, we are in such a good spot. It's the Aegislash. Interesting. Bullet Punch not going to do anything to that. We are faster. How much is this going to do? Not a lot. Get a critical hit on it, and he just launches his own Rock Slide. Okay, so Scizor is pretty much dead weight here. We don't have anything that can switch in, which is the problem. But we do have a way to deal with his Pokemon at least. In the back. I'm going to Bug Bite that Landorus just for damage, I think. Goes for the Wide Guard. Okay. It's Wide Guard, Aegislash. That's a problem and a half. Good to know. Last Pokemon is Aegislash. Bug Bite's going to come out if Scizor can hit through it, which would be fantastic. Critical hit on Landorus. The Bug Bite comes out, and it does decent damage. Not great. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to protect... No, I can just Bullet Punch. I'll just Bullet Punch that Landorus. Why not? And I'm going to switch into Latios. Reshuffle that Intimidate on the next turn, and yeah. Bullet Punch onto the Landorus. How much is that going to do? That did damn good damage. Someone avoid. That's too bad. And that Aegislash is attacking here, so I'm wondering what he's going to go for. If he goes for a Flash Cannon, okay. If he goes for a Shadow Ball, we lose Latios. So let's hope he goes for a Flash Cannon. Okay. Shadow Ball. Yep, there goes Latios. That was a good play. We just sacrificed the Latios for nothing, basically. Sunlight fades. We're going to bring in both Intimidators here. We're actually in a pretty decent spot, because that... I'm trying to think. Sylveon's not much of a threat to a Mega Gyarados here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to actually knock off into the Aegislash slot, I think, and go for a Dragon Dance. That's the play. I hope he King Shields here, or if he Wide Guards, we're set. If he King Shields, withdrew the Landorus, perfect play. That means that the Charizard comes in, resets the sun. It doesn't mean anything to me because I can just Waterfall everything away. And I can... Okay, this is perfect. So I activate my Gyarados-ite. I don't understand that play, per se. Gyarados is now Mold Breaker. It does go for the stance change. Did it go for the Wide Guard or just for the King Shield? That's fine. That is so fine. It is so fine here. Because I can just now knock off that Charizard, and now I'm at +2. Actually, I'm going to knock off the Aegislash, and I want to Protect. I'm feeling a Protect. Nah. I'm going to knock off the Aegislash, I'm going to take out the Charizard here. So I knocked off the Aegislash's Weakness Policy? Ah, that sucks. That was not a good play on my part. But I do Waterfall the Gyarados, the Charizard away, which was worth it. I probably should have flipped that, but let's see what this Aegislash does. Is it going to go for a Shadow Ball onto the Gyarados or onto the Landorus? Gyarados. That's not going to do much. Even at +2, that really didn't do much. So we take out the Charizard. In comes Landorus. It'll knock us back down to +1. A knockoff onto the Aegislash here is probably the smartest idea, and I can Waterfall the Landorus. Should be faster. He could Superpower us, that might be it. Depending. That was probably a bad idea. I probably should have knocked off the Landorus and protected this turn. I got ahead of myself. That's going to cost me the game. Unless I'm faster somehow. I doubt it, though. That's going to cost me the game. U-turn onto the Gyarados. Yeah. Even worse. Doesn't kill me, though. That's interesting. I really don't have a way to win this, though. So that Sylveon's going to take a nice little waterfall to the face at neutral in the sun. That's going to do nothing. Actually, that's a two-shot. That was great. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to go for damage on the Aegislash. I'm going to protect here. If he switches something out, switch out the Sylveon. Okay. Actually, that would have been a much smarter play to it. Second-guessing myself. Not used to facing someone this high, and that's quite clear that I'm not ready for this level of competition just yet. But it is worth noting that I am not having the worst game of all time. As it's going to come out, it's going to go for the switch, the Shadow Ball onto the Gyarados. Okay. I have one chance to win this. And it is through a double protect. Can we land the double protect? If we do, we have a chance. Not a good one, but we have a chance. Don't get it. That's a very non-traditional now Aegislash set. As I do get the knockoff on the Choice Scarf, it U-turns. That's game. Yeah, I have to forfeit here. I really don't have a chance. I'm at like -8 now with this Landorus. So that's actually going to be the battle. It was a pretty good one. We had the right strategy. We made a misplay. If I had knocked off, we had a chance. We had one chance, and I blew it, and I know what it was. On a few turns ago, when he went for the U-turn onto the Gyarados to begin with, if I had protected and knocked off its Choice Scarf, we would have won. Because then I would have outsped it, and I would have been able to knock out the Sylveon, and then we could have gone about it. So we would have had a much better chance of winning. I can't say we would have won, guaranteed. But that's pretty much the game. I'm going to continue to knock off the Aegislash just for the sake of it, but we don't have much of a chance, unless I get a crit here, which... So that's game. I decided to stay in and just let him finish me off. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a much more difficult battle, and really kudos to him on some really great switch-ins. We didn't have a lot of switches, and when we did switch, he predicted it perfectly. Unless he only... It might be that he only carries Shadow Ball, which in that case was probably the worst idea to switch into Latios. But either way, that was a really good battle from a really good opponent. I hope you guys enjoyed Road to Regionals, episode number 34 on the Pokemon Fab 5. We just lost to a guy who's now in the 1800s, most likely. I can live with that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Swami. I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace out.